This is a completely random bonus top 10 video. Just because. It's Christmas. Here's my present for you. A top 10 video. So I was just playing through one of my favorite games, which is Fire Emblem Awakenings. And anyway, as I was playing through and marrying off the various characters to each other and whatnot, I got thinking about which characters were my favorite, and then I was like, you know what? When I start thinking about what's my favorite, I get the urge to organize it all into a list. So I made you all my top 10 favorite characters from Fire Emblem Awakening. This list is gonna be super opinionated because it is my top 10 list. Only me. I didn't poll anybody else. Just me and my brain and who I like. And this list is gonna be based a lot more on personality and design than functionality in battle. I mean, there are some badass characters for sure, but often they're the ones that I end up liking less as far as personality goes. So my list is going to be mostly about the way the characters act, think, behave, versus how badass they are in battle. If you want me to do later a best characters to take into battle with you video, I'll do that. But this is just what characters do I love and wish were real people that should be my friends. Okay, number 10 is the old Teach himself. That's right, I actually like Vake. I think that's how you say his name. I apologize for all the mispronunciations that are headed your way. Vake is he's just fun. Like, he seems like this real dude bro, but really he's just kind of not. Like, he is, but he isn't. He's a fun guy. He's, you know, decent in battle. I always like the axe wielders and their sort of thuggish persona kind of going on. And he's just goofy and a deer, and I love him. Number 9 is Sully. I love Sully. She's a tomboy, meaning that she doesn't act super feminine. Whatever. Sully is a badass warrior, and I love everything about her. And I would be Sully if I lived in that world. I would be on a horse, and I'd be kicking ass, and I would be like, no, I'm a badass. Don't you even come at me with like flowers and pretty shit. Stab something with a lance. Number 8 is Donald. Oh, the little peasant. Oh, my first time through, I didn't even get him. Because on my first time through, I tried to get him, and then he kept not leveling up, and he kept dying, and I was like, you know what? Fuck you, pot-wearing peasant. I'm just not gonna get you. But then my second time through, when I was playing a bit more for fun, I had to get Donald, and I just fell in love with him and his derpiness. Not to mention, he actually can turn into a dynamo of slaughter if you continue to level him up with some of his abilities. So Donald is worth your time for multiple reasons. But I like him because he's just this sweet, innocent country boy who's like, I want to help save the world, and you're like, well, okay, and then he's like, murder, 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 murder. That's how it exactly happened. Number 7 is Libra. I think he reminds me of Howl from Howl's Moving Castle. He's got that Japanese thing where they like feminine kind of looking men sometimes, and I just kind of enjoy him. And I was on the fence about marrying him in my last playthrough, but I ended up going with my number 1 favorite character. You'll find out in a second. But I enjoy Libra because he seems like such a contradiction, where he's like, on the one hand he'll heal you, but on the other hand he's got a giant axe. And he seems so gentle and delicate, but at the same time, he's probably gonna kill you. Number 6 is Noir. I always call her Noiri in my head, but I don't think that's how it's pronounced. Anyway, little archer girl. She is adorable. So adorable, and a little bit psychotic, and I enjoy her very much. I have a thing for archers. In previous games, archers were a lot more useful. They're not terribly useful in Awakening, but I still use them because I like archer characters. I tend to like their personalities, and I make them work for me. I'm like, no, I'm gonna use this archer and it's gonna work for me. So, Noiri. Anyway, she's on the list. Number 5 is Olivia. Kind of pointless in this game because dancers also don't really matter in this game. Man, a lot of the characters I like are in classes that aren't actually all that effective. I have always loved dancers through all of the Fire Emblem games that have had them, even if They are not the most useful at all times. I have made them work for me in previous games, and yeah, I'll be honest, I don't use Olivia that much, but I still use her from time to time, and I'm in love with the idea of dancers and their ability to give you one extra turn, and so she doesn't get neglected. She's sweet and adorable, and I love her. Number 4 is Jerome, because he's Batman. He's Batman riding on a dragon. What more do you need? Nothing. That's what. I don't think I need to explain myself any further. It's Jerome. Number 3 is Brady. I like Brady, again, for the contradiction that he is a kind and gentle soul, but he'll also kick your ass. And, like, his character being so much that, like, he wants to be an effective warrior and he really wants to help, but he's also kind of not the best at it, and so he's like a healer, but he wants to be a warrior, and I love him, and I want to hug him. Number 2 is Kajel. I think that's how you pronounce it. She's a cinnamon roll in giant armor, and I adore her. The very first time I saw her, I was like, oh, come here, you just giant armored baby. All these characters are the classes that I love. I also love the big armored guys, and just how absurd they look and clanking around in all that armor, and how Kajel is the daughter of a cavalry woman and can't ride a horse, and she tries so hard to live up to her mother's shadow, and I just want to give her giant hugs. I want to hug all these characters, but I love Kajel. She's kind of like the sister that everybody should have kind of character. And my number 1 favorite character, which you will never see coming, is Virion. Yep, I love him. I love his blue hair, I love his Frenchness, I love his attitude, I love his charm. I married him my 2nd playthrough, and I almost married him my 3rd because I just cannot resist his chess-playing charm. And Virion is an archer, which is a class that I love, even if it isn't terribly useful in Awakening. I still make him work. I'm like, no, Virion, you're coming with me. You're gonna be successful. Here we go. He's just a suave, ruffly, French cinnamon roll, and that's why he's my number 1. He is just my favorite character. There's nothing else to say about it. Anyway, this has been my random top 10 video that doesn't pertain to anything. I hope you enjoyed it. But I will see you guys all again next time in probably a top 5 Wednesday video. And if you feel like it, comment below and rank your top favorite characters from Fire Emblem Awakening.